What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. NXT for September the 12th, 2023 was very solid. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. It was solid. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We are still building towards NXT No Mercy. So we have 3 weeks until that. But they took a lot of risk and chances, and I am proud of one Shawn Michaels for doing it. Very good show for the most part. Very good stuff. Again, WWE has officially merged with the UFC. So this is officially the first day that Vince McMahon is no longer the owner of World Wrestling Entertainment. Very weird, but it is what it is. And I don't think that we're gonna see any changes for a little bit. I'm in the camp that says give it time. And when I say give it time, I mean give it at least a good 6 months to a year. More so a year until we start seeing things change. I'm pretty sure Endeavor will probably want WWE to change their product a little bit. But that'll be more so on their pay-per-view model aspect. So we'll probably get a little bit more adult-themed stuff. But just your basic Raw, SmackDown, and NXT episodes, those will just be the way they are. You're not going to see blood and all this other stuff on weekly television. Not going to happen. Pay-per-views, absolutely. But Shawn Michaels did a really good job here. Really good job here. I enjoyed this episode of NXT. Really good stuff. So, we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. That being Wes Lee versus Ilja Dragunov. The winner is going to battle Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship at No Mercy. And this thing kicked major ass. I absolutely enjoyed it. Although the only bad part was some of the match was eaten up by picture-in-picture. I hate when WWE does that shit. It pisses me off. But all in all, the match itself was a banger. It was great. Thoroughly good. In the end, Dragunov wins via the H-bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, Carmelo Hayes appears on the stage, and he stares at Ilja Dragunov. So this is great. I loved it. Very good shit here. Moving on, so we get to see video footage of Von Wagner being taken out on a stretcher following last week's DQ match with Bron Breakker. So Vic Joseph informs us that Von Wagner suffered a slight skull fracture. The timetable for his return has yet to be determined. So that's pretty cool there. I enjoyed that. Moving on, so we get a Chase University vignette. So, Andre Chase is trying to talk to Duke Hudson about, where Thea has been, if he's talked to her and whatnot, and he said no. He tried to text her and everything else. She didn't respond back. And Andre Chase told Duke Hudson to basically just focus on trying to win the Heritage Cup tournament. And then Thea Hale, she's taking friendly advice from JC Jane, which is pretty cool. So there are two goofballs who walk up and try to talk to JC Jane and Thea Hale. But we'll talk about that later on in the a review when I get to it. So really good shit there. Next, we had a very long promo segment between Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker. So, Baron Corbin was talking about what happened last week. He said that he watched Bron Breakker literally crush Von Wagner's head in between those steel steps. I don't like Von Wagner, and I'm not going to stand here and act like I do. Von Wagner's story, his head, his skull, his brain surgery, that's all very real. Braun knew that he took advantage of that. Look, I'm no doctor by any means. I can assure you Von Wagner will never be the same again. So then Baron Corbin then called out Bron Breakker. And then he basically praised what Braun did to Von Wagner. He said, what you did was freaking awesome, man. You freaking did it, man. I never seen anything like that in my entire life. So they start marking out over what happened. Start playing into it. And then Bron Breakker says, that's so cool, right, idiot? Do you honestly think I did that to gain your approval? I did what I did because Von Wagner put me through a table, so I ended his career. I can see it right now. I could feel it. Me about to smash Von Wagner's head with the steel steps. All the chaos, the turmoil, the fear that it created in this room. I didn't like it. I didn't just like it. I loved it. And then Baron Corbin continues to praise Braun by saying, it'll take you far in this business, but I came out here to be nice. I was even trying to pay your fine, but I can clearly see that you don't want that. Braun, you're so angry, so mean, so evil. You ended Von Wagner's career. Wow, congratulations. Why don't you try to end an Olympic Gomez's career at WrestleMania? Then take another Olympic Gomez and end his career before it even started. So Corbin took shots at both Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson. You want to talk about evil? I still touch stuff with the Undertaker at Madison Square Garden. I fought Roman Reigns all over the world. And then both of them continue to argue. Braun says he didn't want to hear about Corbin's accomplishments. Then Braun says this really awesome line. He says, I don't care about your respect. I don't need it. I don't want it. Listen to me. There's only one thing for us to do. Me versus you. No mercy. Do yourself a favor. Over these next 3 weeks, call your family, call your friends, your loved ones, because you're going to be leaving that building the same way Von Wagner left last week. Damn. And then Corbin says you have a lot to learn. Number one, I'm not Von. So Corbin slaps Braun, and then they start slapping each other back and forth. And then out of nowhere, they start to brawl. And then the security team sets them apart. So pretty good stuff there. A little bit too long on the promo, but I get what they're trying to do. So it does make sense. I've been hearing rumors that Corbin's wanting to have a stable with him. I've been hearing rumblings that the Authors of Pain more than likely are going to be back in NXT, which they signed with the WWE. I can't remember when they signed, but they're going back to NXT for a while. That should be really good stuff there. I would prefer to see them with Braun versus Baron Corbin, if we're being honest. But that's fine, though. So they'll probably appear at No Mercy, helping Baron Corbin beat Bron Breakker. And that should be fine, I guess. Braun should just be a solo badass heel, if we're being honest. He doesn't need to be a part of a faction. Moving on. So, this leads us into six-man tag action, which is Drew Gulak, Charlie Dempsey, and Damon Kemp versus Briggs and Jensen and Miles Bourne. So, basically, towards the end of the match, Miles Bourne attacked Jensen from behind, threw him into the ring, and this allowed for Damon Kemp to get the win via the pop-up neck breaker for the 1, 2, 3. And he joins the stable. So that's pretty cool. So Miles Bourne is now part of Drew Gulak's faction. So that's pretty cool. Really good shit there. We got that swerve there. It was all a ruse, basically. So I do like that. Turning Miles Bourne heel is good. It's good. You know, Drew is basically the veteran of the faction, if you want to call it that. So I'm fine with that. Really good stuff there. Moving on. So we get a glimpse of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. That's coming soon. That should be great. I enjoyed that. Really good stuff. Because last year's was good. And we are probably going to more likely have a NXT Men's Breakout Tournament, I believe, also. More than likely. I don't know. Moving on. So Mackenzie Mitchell, she's backstage with Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe says it's difficult to deal with a snake like Dijak. So Dijak appears on the screen, starts playing mind games with Eddie Thorpe. In his spiritual mindset, Dijak tells Eddie Thorpe to embrace his wild side because he's marking his territory. And then basically, Eddie Thorpe just wants to do the interview at a later time or whatever. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm so ready for Eddie Thorpe to go back to New Japan or Impact, wherever he's going to go. Just go. He's not cut out for NXT. He's boring to an extent. Moving on. Carmelo Hayes runs into Dominic Mysterio backstage. So Dom pokes fun at Carmelo for ripping his style. Carmelo says that we'll see who the remaining champion is following No Mercy. Dominic calls himself the A champion. Carmelo challenges Dom to a match for next week. And then Dom says he needs to talk to his mommy first. So that's pretty cool. So champion versus champion. That's interesting there. It will probably be some type of screwy finish, more than likely. And I do think as we get into No Mercy, I think that we'll probably have Dom lose the NXT North American Championship. I still got a feeling we're probably going to do a triple threat match. We'll talk about that when we get to Mustafa Ali. Moving on. So Mackenzie Mitchell, she had another backstage interview, this time with Becky Lynch. So Becky says that it's great to be home. Her plan tonight is finally becoming the NXT Women's Champion. Becky talks about fighting from underneath, and nobody can deny her now. So she's ready to right some wrongs. And then Kiana James joins the conversation. Kiana James doesn't want Becky to be here. And if she was the champion, she would send Becky back to Raw empty-handed. So Becky's willing to give Kiana an ass whooping because the man will be coming around to NXT a whole lot more. So this leads us into Lyra Valkyria versus Dana Brooke. So Lyra gets the win via the frog splash for the 1, 2, 3. Don't like it. That's not a good way to win all the time. I feel like she should win. She should be winning matches with the spinning roundhouse kick that she does. I think that would be a great finish. I would rarely would I use the frog splash if I was her, because so many people use it. Like, that's way too overdone now. But Lyra Valkyria winning, fine. Post-match, Dana Brooke tried to attack Lyra Valkyria, but Kalani Jordan stepped in and stopped it. So we are still progressing the slow heel turn of Dana Brooke, which I do like. really good shit there. Continuing on. So, Kelly Kincaid had an interview with Butch, aka Pete Dunne. So, Butch said that he's looking forward to his match with Tyler Bate next week. He's here to prove that he's the baddest man in all of WWE. Nobody brings the bruiserweight out of him more than Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate better be prepared because next week is fight night. So that should be fine there. That should be fine there. That might be the main event. I doubt it, though. Probably so. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing the main event. But I doubt it because it would just be 12 minutes. And I believe this has been the first promo that they've done. So I do like that. Match should be good though, but 12 minutes. That's tournament rules, so it is what it is. Who wins? I don't know. Maybe Tyler Bate wins by cheating, and he can finally turn fucking heel. Shawn Michaels turned Tyler Bate heel. Please turn him heel. You coward. This leads us into Tyler Bate versus Axiom. Group A in the NXT Global Heritage Invitational. So, Tyler Bate gets the win via the Tyler Driver 97 for the 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm fine with this. Makes sense. So we see Roxanne Perez giving encouragement to some of the younger female wrestlers who are competing in NXT Women's breakout tournament. So Alexa Lopez and Lola Vice take issues with Roxanne Perez's new attitude and a sense of entitlement. Perez doesn't seem to be pleased by it, so Lola Vice says she'll bring the fight to Perez and win the NXT Women's breakout tournament. That's cool. Which she might. Which she probably might. I don't know. Moving on. So Duke Hudson, he's looking forward to Spoiled Joe Coffey's aspirations and winning the Global Heritage Cup Invitational Tournament. So that's fine there. I don't know who's going to win. It might be Tyler Bate more than likely. That's my pick to basically win it more than likely. I don't see Butch winning it. For what? He's on the main roster. For what? He's just there just to be there. He's just a body. So Mustafa Ali said that he's going to reclaim the NXT North American Championship at No Mercy. Ali says that Dragon Lee will get the first title opportunity. And Dragon Lee comes into play, and then they bicker back and forth a little bit. I got a bad feeling that this is going to lead into a triple threat match. That's just what it's going to be. Because Ali's trying to be a heel. So you really have two heels. That's not going to work. You're going to have to insert a babyface, unfortunately. And we're going to get a triple threat match. But if if Dragon Lee wins, then it's great. Moving on. So we get a really cool segment between Wes Lee. So Wes Lee, he kisses his wife, and he basically says that he's done. He says, if I can't go to No Mercy, it's all over. I'm done. I'm packing up, getting my bags. I'm leaving. I'm out. Deuces. I'm like, oh, shit. So it seems like he's done, which is great. This is probably going to all be a ruse. I probably see Wes Lee turning up at No Mercy and probably taking out whoever wins between Carmelo and Ilja and starting up a feud that way and turning heel. So this makes perfect sense, and I do see them going that route. So It makes perfect sense. Like, it really does. If you sit back and think about it, it makes perfect sense. Wes Lee is not done with NXT by a long shot. So him going away for a few weeks, then showing up at No Mercy, beating down Carmelo or Ilja, that's great. Great shit there. Please do that, Shawn Michaels. So, moving on, Gigi Dolin gets into a massive brawl with Blair Davenport. So, she's wearing a hoodie, that being Gigi, and she attacks Blair, and they start to brawl. And then security tries to separate them. Moving on, the Creed brothers versus Malik Blade and Idris NFA. The Creeds get the win. Very decent match here, though. And then post-match, Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, they attack Malik Blade and Idris NFA from behind, and so they brawl there. And also, another team comes down and stares down the Creed brothers. I forgot who it is. Can't remember. Next, moving on. Nathan Frazier versus Akira Tozawa, Group A. In the NXT Heritage Cup Invitational Tournament. So, Nathan Frazier gets the win via the twisting vertical suplex for the 1-2-3. Pretty cool. Akira Tozawa is just a job guy. Like, why is he even there? It makes zero sense. Like, why couldn't you put Cedric Alexander in that spot? For real. Cedric Alexander could be using something like this instead of just doing shit on main event. Like, him and Shelton Benjamin are two guys that could easily be in NXT for a while. I mean, they're not doing anything at all. They're just sitting in catering and doing shit on main event. Come on. Shawn Michaels, let's please put Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander on NXT. Please. Quick, fast, and hurry. Let's do it. And then the main event. Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch for the WWE NXT Women's Championship. This match was an absolute banger. I loved it. This was a really solid TV match. These guys, these females brought it out. They went to absolute war. Really good spots in the match. There were times in the match where Becky was going for the disarmor, but Tiffany kept, getting to the ropes and everything else and running out the ring. Then Tiffany attempted to do the prettiest moonsault ever, but Becky blocked that, put her knees up. And so, out of nowhere, Becky connects with the manhandle slam for the 1-2-3. And Becky Lynch gets the win, and she's the new NXT Women's Champion. And you know what? I'm actually fine with this because it makes perfect sense. This allows us to have a feud. We can continue the feud at No Mercy, have Becky win again, and then I want to say either at the next NXT Super Show that they decide to do, or the next NXT big promotional that they decide to do, or they could just wait till Halloween Havoc and have Becky lose there. But Becky being in NXT for a couple months, I'm fine with it. It's great. It does make a lot of sense. There's stuff that she could do. Tiffany Stratton had an okay little title reign, but she really wasn't doing anything. She defeated Thea Hale with help to an extent. And then she beat Kiana James by cheating, but it does make sense. But this does a lot of good for both Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. And this is great. And we all know that Tiffany more than likely is going to win anyway. In the end, she's going to win. they're giving Becky Lynch the Dolph Ziggler role that they put Dolph Ziggler in last year when he defeated Bron Breakker when Bron was NXT champion. So that's pretty cool. I love how they are doing that. That's always a good move right there. And like I say, Becky being on NXT for a couple months is fine. You know, she wasn't doing anything on the main roster. I mean, she's had an okay little feud with Trish Stratus, and this gives her time to work with some talent in NXT, which is great. It's always a good thing. But all in all, NXT was a decent show. But what did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.